Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find the latest album reviews, you can find band interviews, and you can find other reaction videos and videos quite like this one on the channel. I was very shocked at this release. They didn't do any sort of lead up to it, but the band I am talking about tonight is Elitist. They released an album back in 2010 called Caves, released another record following that up called Earth in 2011. Then they released another record in 2012 called Reshape Reason. They released an EP called Between the Balance in 2013, and then they kind of dropped off, and they've been relatively quiet. I know that I think Between the Balance was actually, I thought it was very good. I know a lot of people weren't too big of a fan of it because it did have clean vocals in it. And I'm excited to check this one out. Just again, they've been out of the game for a little bit now, and I'm curious if their sound still remains the same or if they changed it up or whatever. But regardless of how they sound, whatever it is, I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they're making music again. And so I'm going to give you my reaction of their newest track, CTRL ALT Delete, which I'm very excited to get into. So let's get into this track.
Can't see your looks to be in this cold dark place. My eyes on we can't be, we're just a cycle. All repeat is still upon my skin. I know this well, and it'll be the end. Cold metal grave fades away. Let's just squeeze that finger and pull your trigger cold.
This is so good. Oh, this is neat. I like this. Oh man, that's so sick. All right, we have this. I feel like we have to pause and talk about it a little bit. That is how excited I am about this. Is that I can't even formulate sentences. This band, listen, I'm glad they took the time off because this is awesome. I love it. I think the guitar, like their guitarist Julian, is fantastic. I've loved all of his stuff. I know he did a little bit of like his own solo work for a little bit, or like at least like I'd seen like clips and stuff of him playing. The riff styling in this whole song is very cool. Definitely really heavy, really in your face. I would highly recommend listening to it like with good headphones, or like the best headphones you can listen to them with, just because it just has this really massive sound. Again, whoever did the production on this is awesome. It really has this like, it really kind of encapsulates you, and I'm so glad I'm listening to it on these headphones just because it does just completely change up the sound and the feel. I don't know if this would have definitely hit me as much as if I listened to it in my car, but man, that guitar riff, like the bass is super heavy. I love like the way that there's kind of like this like almost stop start kind of technique to it. It's really kind of rhythmic, and that's what I really loved about like previous Elitist records, was just the way that they were able to kind of incorporate a lot more rhythmic elements to it. Again, having kind of the more 7 string sort of style guitars, it really plays well to kind of that rhythmic action of the guitar work. I also love the singing. I know that I mentioned it prior in this reaction, but just the vocals sounded super cool. I love the kind of like minor tonality overtone to the chorus. I thought it was really tight. Definitely reminds me a little bit of like Thornhill in terms of the vocals, as well as like definitely North Lane. There's definitely some North Lane influence as well. You can hear a little bit of Jesse Cash from Era as well. Just like the really kind of like beautiful, pristine kind of cleans, but also the screaming is just really monstrous, thick, and I love it. That Control Alt Delete thing was very cool. But overall, I really enjoy this. I love kind of the switch up of guitars. Again, I know a lot of previous Elitist work has been guitar focused. I'd say more so, maybe, I wouldn't say as much in Between the Balance. I felt like that was a little bit more kind of like run-of-the-mill sort of metalcore, as much as I loved it. But if you're looking for kind of like older Elitist style guitar work, I would say this definitely kind of feels in that sort of vein. Maybe not as technical, but definitely has a sort of technical prowess to it overall. So let's get into the rest of it. So far, I'm just fucking enjoying it an absolute ton. I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they're recording music. Hopefully this isn't just a one-off thing. They've released more stuff, but again, you know, I guess you're just gonna have to go subscribe to Elitist and find out if they got more stuff coming. So let's get into the rest of the track. What a nice drum fill. Nice layering. I love that. Ooh, this is... God. I just want to say they're back. I don't know what type of juice they've been drinking. I don't know what type of, I don't know, they've been working out. Like, you know, I feel like if I had to attribute this to anything, it's like that guy that you're like, man, like, I don't think he's going to be buff whatsoever. And then, like, he kind of goes AWOL, and then he comes back, and he's just, like, jacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I feel like this band has done. Like, they have, like, literally taken so much time off that they have become so much better as musicians, because there's little subtle things that you hear in this song. Like, for example, in the second verse, there's just, like, some really fast, like, screaming, almost kind of, like, I want to say kind of like borderline rapping in a sense, like obviously with screams. It was just awesome. Like something I wasn't expecting as a fan. The guitar work is super jumpy, really rhythmic, as I mentioned earlier, but just like the way that the guitar work matches up with the drum work, the drumming is fantastic. I love the kind of communication between like the drumming and the guitar work. There's just something about it that they're like kind of on the same wavelength in the way that like the guitar stops and then there's just like some really cool like drum kind of beat or fill or something like that. And just the way that kind of accents this track is just bonkers to me. I love it. Again, if I feel like they've been working out. They're the dude that, like I said, they hit the gym and they know that people are hyped for it. I feel like I'm just kind of fanboying a little bit because I've honestly wasn't expecting this band to come back, and so to come back with such heat, that's all I'm saying. I'm very stoked on it. It does. Again, it plays off of just this like really rhythmic embodiment of what they've done previously, but just kind of in a new flavor, a new take. I do like the kind of ambience that they've created in this track as well. I think when a band just kind of goes all out, like this feels so good, but like it's not so much that I'm like there's a lot going on. It just they found that like magical balance between like having enough guitar work that sounds really interesting and is very rhythmic, and then they have some really cool drumming parts that feel very rhythmic as well, but there's also like some really cool fills, and the music just works with the guitar and vice versa. And then the vocals come in and they just kind of just take it to that next level. So very excited. Again, I feel like people are probably just gonna think I'm just hyped as shit about this, and they wouldn't be wrong because I am very hyped about it. But let's get into the rest of it. Also, if this doesn't set up for like a huge breakdown, be upset. Oh, what's the chorus? That's cool. So good. I don't know what to say other than this is fantastic. I'm so glad they're back. I think they, to me, as being a fan of the band for such a long time, I think they kind of finally hit that middle ground between why people didn't really like Between the Balance and why people love like Reshape Reason, Earth, Caves, all that sort of stuff. It does kind of have that kind of modern progressive metalcore feel that a lot of people, I think, are akin to. And if you haven't checked out this band or previous material, I'd highly recommend it. But I feel like this song particularly encapsulates kind of the balance between like older Elitist and newer Elitist. Obviously not to the extent, because Caves and Earth, if I remember correctly, were very technical, and there obviously is technical aspects to this song too, but I think this one obviously leans a little bit more towards, you know, their previous work, for example, Reshape Reason and Between the Balance. But overall, fantastic track. I, again, was low-key shocked that they are back and they're doing things. Again, very stoked that they're back and doing music. Altogether, they were a fantastic band in that time period of like I would say very good metalcore, if not, you know, up there with the top stuff going out now. But fantastic single. Excited to see what happens next with this band. And if you like Elitist, I'll leave links in the description where you can check out them. Congrats, guys, if you watch this. Congrats on being back and making music. I'm excited for the next single. I'll probably have another visceral reaction quite like this one. But I knew I had to do it. I know Nick Nocturnal did one, but like I don't want to be jocking his style because he's very talented. But you know, I feel like I had to kind of get my opinions out there about this song. And you know, if you like this, if you like my reaction, or you like what I talked about in here, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share it. It goes a long way. And seriously, go check out Elitist. Go check out their previous work. I am been a fan for a hot minute, and to have a band kind of come out of retirement or hiatus or whatever you want to call it is very cool. And I'm very pumped about it, as you can clearly tell. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Brandon. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace.